Hey guys, welcome back to my no walk challenge in Minecraft. I ended up building a really big farm and actually found some diamonds in my current playthrough. It did not happen. It did not happen in that order, but I hope you enjoy the video. I have been thinking about how to traverse the Nether, and my current thought is that wind charges might be the way to go because wind charges just allow you to, well, pretty self-explanatory push yourself, and you have pretty good control if you know how to rocket jump from like TF2. I really enjoy TF2, and I mean wind charges themselves are pretty. The only hard part will be probably getting the wind charges. I mean, it's going to be a bit hard to find a breeze spawner and set up a good way to farm them. But I think with my current thought process, the best way to traverse the Nether will be wind charges. I will probably experiment on what is the best way to traverse the Nether, because that is going to be a challenge right there, traversing it. Because when you think about it, one of the issues is that the Nether, you can't place water, and there's a cave nearby. Neat. Um, and if you cannot tell from how I traverse my strip mine, water is kind of essential for me. Wanted to make sure I didn't open up to that cave. Um, I mean, the other thing I could do is, like, spam ender pearls, which would technically work, but that would require farming a lot of ender pearls. And I'm not sure if I want to farm a lot of ender pearls. Um, so yeah, my initial thought is wind charges. I'm not sure how good of an idea that actually is. Probably a terrible idea, but here's the thing. They do actually give you a lot of movement. I haven't tested it with not using WASD because usually when I'm playing around with wind charges, I'm doing Mace PvP on PvP Club. Um, but I am curious, uh, like how good it would be for traversal because you get a lot of mobility with those. I don't think I'm going to experiment till I have the supply, till I'm at least I have the supplies to go to the Nether, not necessarily traverse it. Ooh, gold. Um, Gold isn't that useful in this run. I mean, I guess gapples, but I will take the extra resources. I'm sure I'm gonna need gold. Oh, duh, to get ender pearls. Now that I think of it, yeah, that's probably my best way of getting ender pearls. Also to pacify pigmen, because those guys are not going to be happy with me slowly wind charging my way through the Nether. Okay, so yeah. Anyways, I decided to do some mini games using modern PvP, and I did Skywars on CubeCraft since that was a server that had a decent chunk of players that also had Skywars, and Skywars is probably one of my favorite um, Minecraft minigames. And I thought, okay, I've been practicing shield PvP. I'll probably do okay. And no shields were spawning. Interesting. I wondered, can I craft a shield and then just kind of cheese the lobby by having the overpowered item? So I gathered the wood and gathered the iron, and they disabled the shield crafting recipe. I mean, it's kind of like everybody just knows that the shield is a problem, and they just instead just kind of deal with it by disabling it, which I don't blame them because the shield is an issue. But that just kind of goes to show that how bad the PvP system is, that you have to just remove a core feature in order to make it make it good for minigames. And I still don't think it's like the worst thing in the world. It's, oh hey, my tree grew. Awesome. Glad to know that tree farm worked. Yeah, as I said, I'm gonna take it a bit more slowly, try and play it safe this time, not take too many risks. I mean, obviously I will have to take risks to get the blaze rods, I think my primary plan for defeating the blazes, though, is to be using snowballs. I think you can break in crystals with snowballs if I remember correctly, and you can damage the Ender Dragon. And there should be a pretty easy way to farm snowballs. Just make a shovel, make a snow golem. Getting the pumpkin will be the hardest part because I could just like tower up 100. I could just tower up to that limit to where once it starts raining, it actually snows. And that's how I make the snow golem. And that's how I get my snow for the snow golem. I won't have to explore like 100 blocks. For the Ender Pearls, I think I'm probably just gonna cure a zombie villager and try trading with it. Maybe cure 2. I'm not exactly sure on my plans for that yet. For killing the Ender Dragon, the plan is to primarily use snowballs to break the crystals. I may have to get creative for those crystals that have what's it called? The blocks the fences covering them. I'm not sure if I could use snowballs to break those. That's something I'll have to experiment on in my experiment work in the future. But for now, I'm still a million miles away from getting to the end. So that is an issue for Future B. Was it 53? Was it Y level 53? Let me double check. 53 through 59. So we'll split the difference. We'll go 56. 55, 56, and right there is the torch. Oh no. How unfortunate. Oh, I guess we're going this direction. I have the reaction time of a sloth, I realize. I'm not really... Okay, it's all good. Okay, so... my goal is to get at least 3 diamond. Speak of the devil. Diamonds. Right here. Please be a vein of... Ooh. And there's like a emergency happening, but that's... So I hope everybody's okay. I live right next to a fire station, so those are something common I hear. How many diamonds is that? 8 diamonds! And my dog's howling. She likes to howl when those things go by. I wonder if that got picked up by the microphone. It's great that it happened right when I got the diamonds. But also, I hope that everything's good. Is good there. Wow. And we know there's lava right there that we can turn into obsidian. I forgot torches. At least it's easy to get down here. I'm grabbing some torches, though. Oh wait, there are tons of torches. Don't drown, don't drown, don't drown. I did not think this through. Oh. Just gonna place a torch. I'm on 0 HP. I'm not attempting this. Yeah, no, I'm a coward. I'm taking the coward's way out. I'm gonna wait till I have actual health, which means sitting around waiting for bread and apples. Yeah, so yeah, my plan today is to focus on expanding the farm. That way, food becomes less of an issue for me. Either way, dirt. Yeah, the design is honestly quite simple. It is that is a loud car engine. This is the design right here. Now, the hard part will actually be making the return function because, give a primitive idea. I should have thought that through, but oh well. I will. That is something for future me to figure out. Actually, I have an idea already, so it's not a big deal. So yeah, so the design is quite simple, just this on both sides, and then I can have a water just pushing me like this. The return function, I just have a water above that plops me out right here. That is the very simple plan. Alright, I'm almost there. So it looks like that I'm practically done with this, so only one more little ride. Yeah, so this is just kind of me designing a good farm for this playthrough stream. Um, yeah, it's going to be super useful for the sake of getting a lot of food. I will need to do. My goal is to finish the rest of the farm. Well, this stream, but yeah, it's a nice simple farm to get food. That's all it needs to be. It doesn't need to be anything too fancy. Can't walk, so I can't build anything fancy. That's why I live in a hole in the ground. And I've showed like 3 times, so I'm not gonna do it again. Alright, time to go over here now. Do 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 do. You know what I could do? If I want to expand this farm, I could always also then build it on the return pillar. That is smart. I'll think about that in the future. And boom, I'm back. It does actually look like that this one block of moving water irrigates it. I did not actually know that that flowing water could irrigate crops, so that is legitimately awesome. As that saved me so much more work. Like a true Kansan, I'm making sure my wheat farm is amazing. So yeah. Very successful stream where I built a farm, and that was about the most exciting thing in it, but hey, with this type of challenge, that is actually kind of exciting. Getting around the restrictions to making a fully functional farm. Ooh, more seed. And wheat. Cool. And expand me farm just a bit more. I think I'll need to get 2 pieces of bread to actually heal up. But yeah. So yeah, I'm actually currently working on making a farm on a different world for Enderman that will probably, it probably won't be my next big project. My probably next big project in this world will be expanding the tree farm because wood is good. And then after I expand the tree farm, I will focus on expanding other types. I'll focus on the Enderman farm or something. I'm not sure yet. I'm having to research like how spawns work in Minecraft. That is interesting. How to manipulate these so-called, how to manipulate spawns. Yeah. So yep. Let me just hoe all this. I guess I'll do one more lap around the farm. Just to get the rest of that hoeing done. Up we go. Very interesting build, in my opinion. Yeah, this farm build is actually a lot of fun. You have to think about problems in a different way, so I'm glad I made it. I think this will not. Well, that's really annoying. But yeah, I'm going to call. I'm gonna call it here. Thanks for watching. If you liked it, please make sure to subscribe so you can see this challenge continue to unfold. I have been streaming on Twitch, but I have thought about moving to YouTube since I've looked around a bit and I've heard that Twitch doesn't really do a good job of promoting small creators, and YouTube actually does a much better job of it. I'm not sure yet, but we will find out in the future if I do start streaming this on YouTube instead. Anyways, have a good day. Bye!